everyone, and welcome. I'm Connie Douglas from Great Stampin' with Connie. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada, and I would like to welcome you to Craft Spot, or my crafting adventure, as it often turns out to be. And hopefully today's crafting won't be too much of an adventure. It's been a little bit of an adventure of a day. Not in a bad way, certainly, but not exactly what I had planned 2 or 3 days ago. Tomorrow, as you may recall from my Sunday email, I'm getting together with my daughter to celebrate her birthday. It was July 31st, so we're a little bit late, but she was busy on her birthday, and then this past weekend was their first wedding anniversary, so they went on a little getaway to Nashville. Oh, anyway, I haven't heard about the trip yet. I'm hoping to connect with her later today, and we're going to make some plans for tomorrow. Don't know for sure what we're going to do yet, but we're going to get together. We're going to hang out. It's going to be mother and daughter time. So I'm very excited about that. But my plan was that I would go from the cottage to somewhere near her, and we'd spend the day together. And then I would come to Wasaga Beach tomorrow night, because pre-order goodies are arriving. And so that was the plan. It was all good. And then in checking the status of my deliveries, they were, it revamped, it said it's coming today. So it was like, oh dear. So this morning, got up, packed up a little bit of stuff, came to Wasaga Beach. Here I am in Wasaga Beach. And then I'll get together with my daughter tomorrow, and then I'll go back to the cottage from there, because girls' weekend this weekend, having some friends up. We're going to have girl time and do some crafting, and I'm totally looking forward to that. So my next few days are going to be exciting and fun, and lots of girl time. Love my husband dearly, my sweet husband, he is. But I love my girl time too, and love hanging with my gal pals. So that's going to happen over the weekend. So that is also very exciting. But anyway, here I am in Wasaga. No pre-order goodies yet. I have to tell you, though, it's just a little bit disappointing, because, they tell you your order's coming today, but they changed drivers. My brown truck used to come at between 10:45 and 10:11 every morning, and it was always, same time, same route, same everything, and it was fairly early in the day, so it was awesome. Anyway, they switched drivers, and the new driver obviously has created a different route for themselves, and now it can come at any time, but mostly it comes around 5 p.m., which is really late, which means when they tell you it's coming today, they mean it's almost coming tomorrow. Very sad. Shouldn't tell me it's coming today and then make me wait all day to get it. That's my story. I'm sticking with it. Anyway, you're not here to hear all of that, are you? If you are here, though, do say hello. Let me know that you're watching. I didn't get all of my usual reminders out, so hopefully some of you are finding me, or will find me. It will be on replay if you don't find me while I'm live. But anyway, let's head down to the craft table and get going, shall we? Okay, so today I thought we would just play with coloring a little bit. Haven't done a whole lot of coloring lately, and I'll be honest, there are some different coloring bits and pieces here, but you don't need to sit and watch me color for the next half hour. So I have done some of the bits and pieces, and we'll put the cards together, and I will share with you what I've done and that sort of thing. But anyway, let's give it a go here. So first card, I have a piece of designer series paper, and I have cut this I cut it a little bit of a funky size, didn't I? 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, just to be different. And then I did make a very narrow basic black border that we will put under that. Lemon lime card base, standard card base, 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. And then I have a Countryside Inn die cut that I'm going to use. And I have already stamped up woohoo for my sentiment. And then this paper, you may or may not recognize it, is actually from the Zany Zoo. Is that what it's called? I'm not even positive that's what it's called, but the zoo paper, you know, with all those adorable little animals and stuff. But I'm using the back for this. And all of the backs in this paper are black and white. But I have used my water painter to add some color to that. And if I could find my water painter. So I just did a really quick and easy wash with this. So whenever you're using your water painter, if you don't have them, they are, oh no, that's what it's selling. I got stuff all over the place. And the ones I actually used for this, I've left at the cottage, my new pack. This is the old style, but they're all basically the same. They have a tube that you fill with water, and then you just give it a little squeeze, and the water will come through the bristles. And I don't know whether you can see, can you see the shine? Yes, you can kind of see that there's water there, right? So that is water coming out of the bristles. So you do want to have some paper towel handy when you are using your water painter. And then I'm just going to move these things aside because we don't want them to get soaking wet. I'm going to throw down my silicone mat just in case anything gets a little bit wet. And this is another one of the patterns. This is the Dancers, but it will work. It's just a different black and white pattern. And shall we do this mostly blue? So what I like to do is you don't want to put your water painter into your ink pad because you will dilute the ink in there and you'll get a big mess. So I just put a little bit of ink onto a clear block. And you can see that I've got that on there. I usually put way more than I need on, but that'll work for now. And then you just want to come in and I'm going to squeeze this a little bit. Can you see that? See, I'll try and work on a bit of an angle. So I've got some water coming down in here so that I'm diluting the ink because this is very intense, this ink. And then I'm just going to spread that around. If you want it lighter, you add more water. If you want it darker, you add less water. And you can see that that is quite dark. So I'm just going to put a little more water in there and mix it around. There is a lot of ink on this block, but I think we'll be okay. So I've picked up ink in my bristles. I've picked up bristles in my bristles. And then I'm just going to very lightly wash back and forth with that. And pick up some more. And I am just going to start about here and go that direction. And that's that. Super quick, super easy. When you want to clean your brush, because I'm done with my blue now, you're just going to keep squeezing it and wiping it on your paper towel. And when the water comes clear, you know your brush is clean and you can move on to the next color and you won't mix the colors. You can see there I'm squeezing it, but there's no color on my paper towel. So we're good. Okay, now this has a lot of water on it, so I just want to be very careful with it. I just take these to the sink, run it under water, completely washes off, and it's all done and ready for the next time. But I'm going to set it out back for now. Because if you lean in that, you will have an inky mess all over the place. So don't say I didn't warn you. Okay, where did my, oh, here, Lemon Lime Twist is my other color. And I'm just going to grab another block here. Same thing. Put a little, oh, goodness. It's a very juicy ink pad. So before I put any water on this, I am just going to wipe off a whole bunch of that ink because that was just a whole lot of ink. on there. And I don't need anywhere near that much. I guess I should have just dabbed on the corner, but anyway. Why dab when you can smack? Okay, close that so we don't get any more ink anywhere. And same thing again, I'm just gonna put some water down onto here. And then I'm going to mix it in, picking up the ink. And again, I'm just going to wash this across my paper. And I don't want it all covered. I want some white to show through, but just a little bit more intense down there. So there we go. Super quick, super easy, kind of fun. But you can do a wash with any color on any paper. You can do it on cardstock. The reason you can do it on these thinner papers is because it's very quick, and you can see that the paper is curling a little bit. So you do have to be careful and get it well glued down when you use it. But because it's so quick, and you're not rubbing and you're not spending a lot of time coloring or anything. I've got ink on there, so I should wipe that off too. It doesn't cause the paper to pill or to, you know how if you get paper too wet, it gets bally. Anyway, with this technique, you really don't have to worry about that. You do have to let it dry though before you use it, but that's okay. That was just a sample. We're not actually going to use that for this card. Because I have fussy cut Mr. Polar Bear, but I did one in advance, and look, I colored him, and I wasn't sure I was going to like him, and I cut him out, and I didn't like him, so that's why I cut a second one. And then I sort of left him overnight. Have you ever heard me say, if you're not sure whether you like something or not, to just leave it on your desk overnight, go to bed, come back the next day, take a look, see what you think the next day. And when I went back and looked at him the next day, I thought, you know what? He looks okay in blue. I think I'm going to use him. So we are going to use Mr. Blueberry Bushel Polar Bear on our card. I think he's a polar bear. He's a bear anyway. Maybe not a polar bear. I don't know. He's a bear. And he's playing the accordion. So he's okay in my books. So I have used liquid glue on here so that I could get it right to the edge, so that I could make sure this sticks down and doesn't, because it was a little bit warped from the water. Not a whole lot, but this will fix it. We'll just nail them down. Okay, and let's bring back the card base. Give him a nice fold and score on the score line there. And then I was going to use this to mount this guy, and I didn't know if I mounted him, if I could then put the turtle out here, or whether he would look a little bit funny. Not sure. Or I could do them like this. They could both be standing on the, perhaps they're on the blue stage. What is sticky wear? Something is sticky. No, maybe it's me. They could kind of stand like that. I think it's me, because now I'm sticking to the bear as well. That might be okay. Kind of an interesting thing. And then I wasn't sure what I wanted with this woohoo, so I just left it long, but I think I'm gonna snip it. Maybe I'll do both ends. Oh, yes. Do just snip on an angle here. And this one I'm gonna do longer. Maybe we'll put a gem there, do you think? Oh my goodness. I didn't bring my gems home from the cottage. But don't anybody panic, because you know I have more. Yes, I brought one pack of gems for Card Club for tonight, but I didn't bring any generic gems. So talk amongst yourselves. I will be right back. Okay, didn't know what I wanted, so I've grabbed a few different ones. We'll figure that out as we go. But I think I like this. I think this will work. And then it'll go onto my lemon lime twist card base. So I've taken relatively plain pieces and added a bunch of really bright color to just fix it all up, make it light and bright and wonderful. Just do this on top of itself. Ooh. There. Centered. There we go. And then I think I want to glue these guys because when you cut, they just kind of tend to bend a little bit just from the scissors, and I don't know, just because it's paper, and that's what paper seems to do. So we'll glue them down. There you go, Mr. Bear. So he's playing the accordion, and the turtle is singing. And I'm sure it is a grand party. Okay, now the sentiment I will put on with dimensionals. Pop him up. And then hopefully I've grabbed some gems that work. I'm sure I have, because any gem can work with anything, right? A gem is a gem. It's all a beautiful thing. Doesn't look quite straight. That's better. Give this some adhesive. Get it. Tape it down. That's on the edge of my cardstock there. There we go. Okay. So I have brought in, we have classic matte dots, which we could use. They're not shiny bright. These are festive pearls. So we've got gold, silver, kind of light green, and there's red hiding under the top there. Iridescent. Oh no, they're too pink. They're not right. And then we have these, which are not really the right colors. These are real colors. So this is actually Parakeet Party, which is not entirely a lemon lime twist. And this is Tahitian Tide, not quite blueberry, but the starry sky coordinate with the blueberry. Okay, and that's these. Could do some things, eh? Maybe we'll do that. We will just throw some of these. We'll throw one on there. And, oh, maybe we'll stop because this paper is a little bit busy. Okay, I think I'm going to stop right there. Go with the less is more, at least for now, and we'll see where that takes us. Okay, so then I cut another set of this and piece of paper, and I thought I would show you some coloring with blending brush. Okay, little diversion from the water painter. We'll go back to the water painter in a moment. Well, back to a water painter thing. And this time I will use this guy. So, he's all white, going on white. Okay, I think I'm going to put color behind him then. So what I'm going to do, I was thinking I would go around the edges, but I think I'm going to start in the middle. And, well, so this is Blueberry Bushel. Yes. And I have my blue blending brush. It looks like it leaned up against purple, perhaps. I'm not sure. I was supposed to wash these just because I had sort of thought that I would, and I haven't. So it is what it is. So once you ink it up, you just want to tap it off a little bit, and then I'm going to start in the middle because that's where I want my most intense color. And I'm just kind of going in a circle outwards because I'm not going to do the whole thing. I'm just going to create a little blue area that he will sit on. I need it a little bit larger though, don't I? So you can see that the color is more intense in the middle because that's where I keep starting from, and then it fades as we go out. So what do we think about that? And I do have this little guy. Suppose if I'm going to put him on, I need some different color. Could add the frog. I should maybe put a little bit of blue on the bottom of him. So grab my blue. See, this is the other reason why you don't wash your blocks right away. You can go back and use the ink again. So there's that again, and I'm just going to pick him up and add just a little bit of blue down at his feet here. There we go. Give him a moment to dry while we work on the rest of the card. There we go. Okay. But now the question becomes, do we want more blue? And I think we might be okay. Put him up, put him down. I have another woohoo. I set that up there. Will it be safe? It's out of your view. Hopefully out of my reach. Just gonna cut this guy the same way as the other one. Some angles. Just kind of throw that down there. That might be sort of interesting, right? I'm going to stop there because the next thing you know, I will have the page covered in ink. Not that that's a bad thing necessarily. You could totally put color all over this. That just wasn't exactly my idea. It wasn't my plan. And every now and again, I do follow my plan. As you well know, I do go off course many times. Just keeps life interesting or something. Oh, this one looks like it has a little wider border, but that's okay. It will be fine. And then we'll glue down these guys again, just in case they're thinking of having stand-up edges at all. But I think he's going to be where he is because he's a little bit stuck now. There we go. Okay, and then some dimensionals for this. Be a little bit careful with where I put them because my paper is just about dimensional width. So I don't want dimensional hanging out of outside of my piece of paper. Okay, and I'm actually going to move this because I'm not sure how intense that ink is. So I don't want to set anything in it and have a blue hue added where I don't want it. Okay, standard card base again, and we will put this onto here. I cut this with my trimmer at the cottage, which was coming to end of blade life, but I have replacements. It's all fine. Don't anybody panic. Okay, and wonder. Let me go with the green on this one. I'm gonna put it on. We'll see how much it shows up. It adds a little sparkle. I think it'll work. Something a little bit different than the blue. So there we go. There's those two guys. And then I did some coloring with the water painter on, this is Fluid 100 watercolor paper. We sell watercolor paper. And so I used black embossing powder and I stamped, this is from the Dainty Delight stamp set, the flowers. And then I used Blueberry Bushel, Tahitian Tide, and Garden Green to just paint and color. And so same thing, you put your ink on your block, and then you would tend to just have water on your brush. Don't put water droplets in there unless you want it quite light. I wanted it a little bit more intense. So then you just pick up your paint and you can paint right in your flower. I just got that wet again. So hopefully I don't mess it up because I've already painted it. and, but I just wanted to show you, but it's super easy to paint with ink and the water painter. And when it's embossed like that, you have a little bit of a barrier. So in this one, I did want to go over it and I did kind of dab some extra areas just to get the color beyond the lines, but so it doesn't prevent color from going anywhere else. It does create a little bit of a barrier, I guess. So Tahitian Tide card base, standard card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Folded almost correctly. Okay, and then I have a piece of Blueberry Bushel that is 4 by 5 1/4. And I have a piece of, oh, it's just not my day, is it? One moment. My brain is, when I travel, oh my goodness, I think it's something in the car, it just kind of zaps my brain somehow, and all of a sudden I'm looking at stuff going, this is, yes, this would be, so this paper was not Zany Zoo, it was actually Zoo Crew, is the name of it. And this one is stargazing. So this is all of the, there's the planets and stuff, but there's all these just colored papers with cool patterns on them, kind of marble-like. But I just thought it would be interesting paper, and I'm going to put flowers on it. So it's not, you know, not at all related to stars or stargazing or any of those things, but it doesn't have to be, because it's just cool marbled sort of paper. And the back as well, you could use for absolutely anything. It could look space like if you use that stargazing stamp set, and you know, there's a rocket and a spaceman and stuff like that in there. So that would make it all look very, you know, like you're doing astronomy stuff or space stuff or something. However, if you just want to use it as paper, it's just cool colors and interesting patterns and stuff. And that's what I'm doing here. So I'm just going to put that on. Now this is very sturdy. This was die cut, but this paper is very sturdy. So I could pop that up on dimensionals, but I think I will just do that for the sentiment, and I think I'll put him down flat. So I stamped congratulations. This is from the Charming Sentiments set. Congratulations. That's where the woohoo was from as well. So I've used Charming Sentiments for everything today. And this is just a 1/2-inch strip of basic paper and blueberry bushel ink, and then it's going on to Tahitian Tide cardstock. Just going to set that down. It looks a little bit not centered, but it looked straight, so I am just going to make it centered this way. There, perfectly centered. Okay, and then I think I will glue this just so I can get into some of these small edges. And you don't have to have everything perfectly adhered. It will stay in place once you have it slayed down, but I just thought this would allow me to get glue into a lot of places and close to many of the edges. I suppose you could, if you were a very patient person, you could, you know, spread it right to the edges and stuff, but yeah, that's not so much. I just want enough glue on here to hold the down. It's not going anywhere now. Okay, and our sentiment. I think I might put 3 dimensionals onto this guy. He's a little bit longer than the others, and I don't want him to be sagging in the middle. And I'm just going to put this right down off center, but near the bottom. Actually, how big is this border? Oh, this is not looking very square. One moment, we're just going to shave this a little bit. Is it because it's off kilter at the other end? Not so much, but we'll just do this side as well. Make it square. All right. There we go. Card base is ever so slightly smaller. No one will notice, but it's all nicely joined side to side, or this the edges match. And how big is my border? Not too big. Okay. Maybe I will just adhere this before, and then I can see exactly where I want my sentiment. That'd be the order of operation that will work best. Oh, and now, oh yeah, it's light blue. I don't think I want it right over the edge anyway, so that's okay. We'll just put it right down there. Now, so isn't that interesting? I love the way that looks. And now we do have this color in our paper. So let's throw some of these right on here. Maybe even 3. There we go. So that is a little bit of coloring for you today. Let's bring these guys back in. That's just my sample paper, but there's the cards I have. So water painter, lots of fun, lots and lots of different things you can do with it. This is just a couple, but you know, you can paint pictures, you can paint stamps, you can just do a wash for a background, all sorts of things. So just a couple of ideas. Alrighty, let me come back in here. There we go. I'm back. So that's what I have for you today for Craft Spot. I hope you've enjoyed it. Maybe you'll give some water painting a try. It works awesome if you use the watercolor paper, but if you don't have any watercolor paper, start with some other cardstock or something. Just be careful if you stamp and then color it in. You have to go with a very light touch and not too much water. Otherwise, your paper can start to rub away, wash away. But I don't know. Can you see him up close? He's still totally smooth. He colored fine. He got wet, he got dry, and now he has color. So, and you can see, you know, depending how much ink you pick up, you get dark or medium or very light. So lots of shading and variations that you can do with the water painter based on how much ink you pick up, how much water you put in, all the rest of it. And just have a paper towel handy. If you get too much water going on, just dab it off on the paper towel. It's all good. It's all good in craftland, isn't it? Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've had fun. I love having you hang out, and I would love to hear your comments. Let me know what you think about coloring with water painters, if you've given it a try, or whether you want to. And if you need to order any, just check out my online store. You'll find everything you need there. Take care, everyone. I hope to craft again with you really soon. Bye for now.